Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing a reading for Trisha Paytas and Ethan, her co-host for her Frenemies podcast. I want to see will they get back together? You know, we already know what happened, so I want to see what the future holds for Frenemies and Trisha Paytas and um, Ethan getting back together and continuing on. Will they be able to? Will they be able to make up and find a compromise and continue on with Frenemies the way it um, was with them as the host? Will Trisha and Ethan be able to find compromise now and resolve their issues with production, costs, etc.? Will they be able to continue on with their Frenemies podcast together? Can you please show me spirit with the care? Will Trisha Paytas and Ethan be able to find compromise and continue on doing the Frenemies podcast and have it still with them as the host, both of them? Will they be able to find compromise and be able to work together to find compromise and continue Frenemies? Okay, so the Queen of Wands is here. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Queen. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the King of Wands, and this is the Queen of Cups. I forgot, but this deck is my goddess deck, so it's all women. And the only way you know the difference between, just sorry, I have to say this to y'all so y'all know. The only way you can know the difference is the Kings has a lot more little thingies sprouting up than the Queen. She has like only three. I don't even know what to call it. You know, pointy things. Oh my god, I feel so stupid right now. But yeah, that's the Queen of Cups there. That's the King of Wands. My bad. The Nine of Cups in reverse. We have Judgment in reverse. And the Six of Cups. Interesting. And the Seven of Wands is in the reverse on the bottom. So, let's look at this. Interesting. Okay, so the King of Wands energy is very action oriented. For me, I'm feeling like some man um, wanted this to happen basically, and is very satisfied with the progress and what they have accomplished. Maybe someone that already kind of had bad blood with him, Ethan, or with Trish, didn't like her or didn't like the extra work, because with the Ten of Wands, this is a burden, too much work, an imbalance, didn't feel like she was giving enough. That could also be Ethan not feeling like she was giving enough. But the truth is, she trusted him and she was honest with him, and they had a certain energy about them because of her trustworthiness of him and her ability to be honest with him and his ability to be honest with her, she thought. And for the most part, I feel like he was, but there's feeling like something like wasn't given fully to her ever. I guess even any control. I mean, he had full control and she was fine with that. She was just letting him lead the way. And that's what I feel. I don't feel like she tried to get out of doing any kind of work, or she didn't want to pull her weight. It's just that it was a certain established order, and any input she had was just like being unheard anyway. Her voice wasn't being heard. And I think that this male figure who worked with Ethan for the crew, I feel like he felt like the show was a bit too much of a burden. It was too much extra work. They weren't getting enough money, to even make it worth their while. And they needed to basically accomplish what they desired, which was to stop the Frenemies podcast for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was to harm Trish or Ethan. I don't know. But they didn't want to work as hard as they were working. They felt like she wasn't, doing anything. It was imbalanced. And Ethan probably felt like the two I said. And feeling like the need to delegate and to ask for assistance, basically. They, someone had a desire for it to occur, and this desire unexpectedly turned into something else. This wasn't the expected outcome, I don't think, or maybe it was. I guess it was. I don't know if this was the intended outcome, but whatever the intended outcome was, it kind of isn't gonna go, or didn't go exactly how they wanted it to. I feel that this action that happened, whatever, because I don't know the specifics, and that's why I'm struggling a little bit with that, but whatever transpired, like whatever happened to cause the drama that they have, whatever happened to cause it, was more emotionally impactful than was first intended. Like, whatever was started turned into something different because of how it was done. It was manipulated. Emotions were manipulated. I feel like they knew, they played on Trisha's emotions, and they know kind of how to get to her, and to get to her, the only way to get to Ethan, because I keep going back to him being the initial person that they wanted to hurt. Okay, so it's possible for them to, but in order for that to happen, with the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands, along with the Queen of Cups, it tells me that things would have to change for that to happen. And right now, the kind of burden and rift that has been made between them with the Ten of Wands is questionable, and they don't know, or it's unclear as to whether it can even be mended, and there can be any balance with the Queen of Cups. Any balance can even be restored, because it played on very emotionally and like immediate life, like real life, not just career, but real life circumstances. And it doesn't, and trust was broken for Trish to Ethan, and the trust that was there between them was the most important factor. And with it being broken, there's no telling if it could be mended. So the Queen of Cups relates to strong connections to woman energy. Um, a caregiver with mature maternal energy. Um, and it's also a card that relates to considering the needs of your family and the people or community that you have around you when making plans to go forward. So it could be that Trish wants him to cut that part out, like cut the need to have a whole group of people's approval when it comes to their show and what's on it. And that's not unreasonable. But with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, I don't think that she's going to be able to get what she desires because it's being painted as she's selfish and greedy. And his pride and ego, both of their egos, not just his, but hers too, essentially, has really been wounded. And it's really impacting their relationship and their friendships to each other. Um, and causes a heavy emotional wounding and disharmony within the family itself. Probably his wife. It causes issues between his wife and the members of her family and the people that are in her immediate family. This rift that has occurred, and everybody, especially him, is worried now about their own self-interest. And she is unwilling to compromise when it comes to how things need to be done if they are to move forward. And he is like, no, I'm not willing to do that, because what she wants is something different where these people are not involved in this part. Cut that out and do it this way. And he's like pushing up against that because he's secure in what he has with these people. And if he goes the separate way, something that is uncertain, unsure that it's even going to work for the long term, he has to think about, family, his wife, his kids, children, all that. Children's with the Six of Cups at the end, and the Judgment in the reverse is not, he isn't willing to look at his own role in the circumstances that have come about, in the issues that is at hand. He is unwilling because he's like, I did everything. I am the God, right? Kind of like a God complex. He is so in his ego and upset with the way that Trisha handled it. Like, she didn't handle it good. In the energy I'm picking up on, she was very uncertain of how to approach what was going on. But she felt like she had to stick up for herself. And I believe that at that point, she had to, because someone put her in a position to cause this to happen on purpose for some ulterior motive themselves. I don't know what, feeling revengey, I guess. But he's not willing to look at his part in creating it. She wants to do all these things. I think she's going to be the one that wants to mend it, but she has like boundaries this time. She's saying, please meet me, let's compromise, let's do this. And she's not willing to waver on some things. And he is not going to be willing to look at his part in it. And I feel like he is also unfairly blaming her or judging her for what occurred and not looking at the situation as a whole in total for what it is. Because if he really sat down and thought about it and looked at every piece, every puzzle piece, he would see that things are not how it's been made seem, and that Trisha was not bad in the situation, and she was the one that he should have been defending at that time. But he didn't trust her, and the relationship she thought they had was not the real reality of it. She gave everything to him 100%, and that everything to him 100%, as in her trust, her faith, her support, everything. And he didn't do the same. Safety. He had nothing. He risked nothing. He gave nothing other than the bare minimum, which was the show and the ideas or whatever. But emotionally and with his heart, he did not. The Six of Cups is, the past, and if she's even going to be able to forgive it, to move forward, because, he's so focused on the children, because that's also, the Six of Cups is also about children, childhood, all that, and matters concerning them. He is so worried about providing for his children and using that as a reason to be kind of selfish in a way. I'm not saying with money necessarily, I don't know, but be selfish with not willing to give up his stability and his comfort zone because he has children to provide for, basically, children to support. And that's what he's using as his crutch, to not really evaluate himself and the situation fully. The Seven of Wands in the reverse, the overall energy surrounding it is right now they're just at a stalemate. They're both overwhelmed emotionally, and they're both resistant to surrender. There's a stalemate involving the communications, the negotiations with each other, and being unheard, or someone overruling a group decision or a group dispute, being overruled basically in a group dispute, like losing because the group said that, basically that's what happened. She was basically attacked by many people, multiple people, and because she felt overwhelmed, she was on the defensive and trying to be protective and hold her own and stay in her corner and not be bullied. And he's not even seeing that. He's one of the wands attacking her because he can't see past him himself. And she, the woman energy, this is not going to be Trish, because Trish is an earth sign, I know that. But, I guess it could be because it's her emotions. But more so, I feel like this is his wife, because I know that they're related. She's going to feel like, is it even worth it anymore if it's going to cause problems? Maybe even his wife tries to mediate it, but to no avail, because he's headstrong and unwilling to see. There's no compromise. As of right now, I don't think it will be, unless he takes a big, giant helping of the truth, I guess, or clarity, get some clarity real soon, or objectivity, and really looks at the situation for what it is. He will see exactly what happened. He'll see why it happened. He'll know everything. It'll be pretty freaking clear because it was something that somebody literally forced to happen. Again, I didn't see what reason, but it's somebody else was a driving force behind it. I can tell you that 100%. It was manipulated, and it's also being manipulated against Trisha. I don't think Trisha is all the way, at least, in the wrong here. I feel like she was attacked and felt under attack. I'm a Taurus too, and when we feel under attack, we're gonna attack back because we ain't letting nobody keep us down, you know.